what's at the root of you and who you know yourself to be?
Yeah, actually, I felt a lot of emotion when you actually said that. And it's actually sad because the way I grew up in many different countries. So the stable unit was my family. So I think all the dysfunction is really more family. Was really, I think, the root of my sadness. And so people actually see me as very strong. I've been very successful, and people would see me as warm, kind. Yeah.
What do you have any sense of what it was about that question that brought about sadness?
I think it's about not being seen by others. Because what you are asking really is the root. I mean, who are you, right? And that others don't, at least in my family, did not see me. Or still do not see me. Or do not want to see me.
Here's a story. It's probably really a set of stories that I'm wondering about. And you can tell me if this feels like a good direction to go or not. So there are some of these stories that have happened with family, it sounds like, especially family, and not feeling seen. That have been really hard. And it's the old stuff. As you said, it's the old stuff, but it sounds like it stays with you. It lingers. It follows you. Kind, warm, and self-reliant are perhaps an early glance at some of Vinodha's strengths of moral character, parts of her that could be foundational to her preferred identity. I'm always interested in these early in a first meeting because it helps me begin to understand who she is as a person, and it also helps me learn what she has to put up against the problems she may be facing in her life.
I got to say, Travis, we're halfway through the session, and I just know that viewers are asking, when's it going to get to the presenting problem?
Yeah. I'd say that's a fair question. When I first started watching some of my mentors like David Epstein, for example, I had similar questions. So it's surprising and it's different. For me, I want to know about who she is first, right? What are her preferred identities? What are the stories she aligns with? What are the stories she's up against in her life and the challenges within those stories that she's up against? And I find that when I go about it the way I'm going about it now, I get more information than when I start just sort of doing a diagnostic or a problem-centered interview. When I used to do that though, Larry, and when I jumped right into presenting problems, it bogged us down. Like it would take sometimes a month or more, 3, 4, 5 meetings to get out of that feeling of being bogged down. And I've actually found that when I start this way, it gives us more traction. People often feel more seen and understood. And then they have a sense of where they might want to go from there, because we're talking about, hopefully, if I'm doing this reasonably well, we're talking about their preferred identities and who they want to be. And that gives us some direction about where to go.